Hi everyone. So in today's video, we're going to see about 7 steps to master in AI agents. So many of you would have had this thought of what is the procedure, what is the steps to do an AI agent, to build an AI agent. AI agent, we know that it is a assistant for us who is creating, that it will just assist with the job that we are wanted to do. So without manually doing it, we can just ask an agent to do it. It's an agent, right? Who can actually get a request from you and do the task and execute the task for you. So it depends on the application use cases that we are creating it for. But what is actually a procedure to do it? So in this video, we'll see like how to build like uh, best practices that we can follow to build an AI agent or effective to build an AI agent. So let's get started with yes. So 7 steps. First thing we have is sorry. First thing is understanding the core AI agent loop. First thing, agent loop is something we just need to give a proper requirement to it. If you're not clear with the requirement, how you will actually build a project. So same thing, if you don't know like why you're building an AI agent for, we can't just have this entire building. It is not just directly prompt that you're giving. No, it is not that. You need to know what is that agent is for and where it should start and where it should end. Like how many agents you need to add in between, and you need to like draw the entire communication of it. Then only we can just start with it. So step one is that just design something where it should start. Like agent A should communicate with agent B, or a single agent should take your request and just contact some other tool. So just define all that. It is all about your use case, I understand, but there are like multiple things that you can do or add in between. Like observe like why it has to do and how it is doing, how it can be changed. Why I'm saying the sense, it is a very complicated process, but at the end it makes your job easy because you're going to design everything in it, so it would just perform without your you know effort. You don't have to sit and monitor, you don't have to sit and instruct every each and every step to it. It just do by itself. But for that, you need to give everything before. That is the first thing. Observe and reason why it is, and it does the job. So it is like simple thing, but it is effective. I mean effective in the sense like it is a major thing. Without doing this, don't start. Just don't start. Have something like a proper front and back end and do it without an agent. Next is define clear task boundaries and goals. Goals here I'm saying it differs from step one. Why it is? We can have multiple agents, but you should specifically tell the agent that your job is to ask question and answer only the required documents that they are asking. You should not go back and say something which is, secured, or you should not leak those documents which is confidential. You should not leak those things. So you should specifically say the bot or agent to have a filter at points for what. So these are like basic things that you need to specify. If it is like interactive bot or something which is going to bring your a conversational agent, or something going to access your personal account. So these are things that you need to specify. That's like boundaries, setting boundaries. And goal is something you give for what it need to do and how it need to do. At last, what it will achieve. You need an ending stage, right? So that is goal. A clear set. Yes. Step three is choosing a right tool for your agent. So it may be anything like you can opt for any organizational LLMs like Gemini, ChatGPT, I mean OpenAI, anything it may be. ChatGPT is not, it's a bot agent, yes, but it's not. But Comet is an agent. So it is something that you prefer to have for your agent. You can just ask it to access any of your Gmail accounts or your online store, your entire startup. It is asked to manage. You can do, but you need to ask it to make it with a proper tool, or else it will get confused or it will collapse in between. So yeah, like search database, call APIs, as I said, execute code, read files. So you just should specify what it is and where it need to. You're gonna have like multiple databases application, right? So you need to specify what is what and what it need to contact. So that's like specifying tools. Step 4, designing effective prompts and instructions. Instructions and prompts, as I said, I won't say it is like not much of concentration, but at step 4 it is, because I just specify like, if you can write in two ways. One is like straightforward, like simple, and straightforward prompt you can write like, I want to summarize. That's all. But if you wanted to like elaborately just write your prompt, you can just start with giving how the summarization should be and what all the things it need to be considered, and example prompts you can give. So these are like detailed prompts that you can give as an instruction as a prompt. So this is step 4. It is a simple one, but I hope you would have had a proper experience on prompt by now, because we are like creating image, video, and all, right? So I think we have. It's a simple English thing. English communication, yes. Then implementing robust state and memory management. This is major. So you pull a data from DB and you just ask it to store it somewhere where it does not have a storage, enough storage. Or you're like planning to train an entire system with the help of an agent, like auto training or fine tuning it. But you don't have a GPU, but it is asked for a GPU setup. So have everything on it. I'm saying like for an example. So state and memory management, why? State is why, because if you're like handling like 20 agents, what agent 13 is doing, you can't just in between go and modify that, because you don't know what is the agent 13. I know like you have specified somewhere, but what is the role where it actually made a mistake? So managing a proper state is very important, so that you will know like where it actually it is collapsing. Then you can just directly pick it up and modify it. That's why like following step 1 is very important. You won't end up in this situation if you don't have such thing. So managing state, again, it helps you to have a log, like I'm sending information and I didn't receive it. Why I'm not receiving the message is because I don't have internet connection. Somewhere it broke. Oh, okay, this is why. So I'm just going to modify the agent 13 because there is no internet. Let's wait for it. So this is how you can actually do this implementation. So stepwise important. If you followed step 1, this is fine. Building in guard guardrails and safety measures. Sorry. It is because of security management is important, where you need to have this firewall and protect your data from it. It is very important, I know. So that is like depends on your cost and which services you are opting for. So that is up to you, and just prefer a good service always, and use MCP also. It enhance the safety measures, and testing and evaluation. So these are like final thing that you all know. uh, Here I'm going to conclude is, these are like 7 steps that you need to follow, and automatically you will be having like proper agent model. So good luck with that. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye.